How Texas nearly became an independent nation. FIS. What if one of the largest states in America had become its own country? Imagine a world where Texas had its own president, military, currency, and seat at the United Nations. It may sound unbelievable, but Texas didn't just think about independence once. It came remarkably close on multiple occasions. In fact, Texas was once an independent nation, and decades later, movements emerged that dreamed of restoring that status. Today, we're exploring the fascinating story of how Texas nearly became an independent nation, twice. From revolutions and presidents to political movements and modern debates, these incredible facts reveal a chapter of history that many people have never heard before. Stay until the end for a surprising fact about why Texas is still different from every other U.S. state. Fact number 1. Texas was once part of Mexico. Before Texas became part of the United States, it was actually a region of Mexico. After Mexico gained independence from Spain in 1821, Texas became part of the Mexican nation. To encourage settlement in the area, Mexico allowed thousands of American settlers to move into Texas. Over time, the population grew rapidly, and cultural differences began to emerge between Mexican authorities and many settlers. Disagreements over laws, governance, and individual rights created tension throughout the region. As these conflicts increased, many Texans began discussing greater autonomy and self-government. What started as political frustration eventually grew into a movement that would change North American history forever. Few people realize that Texas's journey toward independence began not with the United States, but as a province within Mexico. Understanding this background helps explain why the desire for independence became such a powerful force among early Texans. Fact number 2. The Texas Revolution changed everything. In 1835, tensions between Texas settlers and the Mexican government erupted into open conflict. This conflict became known as the Texas Revolution. Many Texans believed that the government under President Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna had become too centralized and restrictive. Armed resistance quickly spread throughout the region. Famous battles such as Gonzales, Goliad, and the Alamo became defining moments of the struggle. Although some battles resulted in devastating losses, the revolutionaries continued fighting for independence. The conflict united many settlers around a common goal, creating a separate nation. The Texas Revolution was about more than territory. It represented competing visions of government and freedom. After months of fighting, the outcome would dramatically reshape the map of North America. The revolution marked the beginning of Texas's first successful attempt to become an independent nation and laid the foundation for its unique identity. Fact number 3. The Republic of Texas became a real country. On March 2, 1836, Texas officially declared its independence from Mexico. This declaration led to the creation of the Republic of Texas, an independent nation recognized by several countries around the world. Texas had its own government, constitution, military, diplomatic representatives, and elected president. For nearly 10 years, it operated as a sovereign nation rather than a U.S. state. Citizens of the Republic of Texas were technically citizens of an independent country. The new nation faced many challenges, including financial struggles, border disputes, and security concerns. Despite these obstacles, the Republic survived and developed relationships with foreign governments. This period remains one of the most unique chapters in American history because very few current U.S. states were once independent countries. The existence of the Republic of Texas proves that Texas didn't just dream about independence, it actually achieved it. Fact number 4. Sam Houston led the new nation. One of the most important figures in Texas history is Sam Houston. Following Texas independence, Houston became the first elected president of the Republic of Texas. A skilled military leader and politician, he played a major role in securing the young nation's future. Houston understood that the Republic faced enormous challenges, including debt, defense concerns, and diplomatic relations with neighboring countries. He worked to stabilize the government and build international recognition. Houston also recognized that maintaining long-term independence might be difficult due to economic and military pressures. Throughout his leadership, he balanced the dream of an independent Texas with practical concerns about survival. His influence was so significant that the city of Houston was later named in his honor. Without Sam Houston's leadership, the Republic of Texas may not have survived long enough to leave such a lasting mark on history. Fact number 5. Texas considered staying independent forever. Many people assume that Texas immediately wanted to join the United States after gaining independence, but the reality was more complicated. During the Republic era, some leaders believed Texas should remain an independent nation permanently. They envisioned a growing country with its own economy, international trade, and expanding influence. Texas possessed vast land, natural resources, and a strategic location that could support long-term independence. Some supporters argued that remaining separate would provide greater control over political decisions and economic development. However, others worried about military threats, financial instability, and diplomatic challenges. The debate over independence versus joining the United States became one of the most important discussions in the Republic's history. For nearly a decade, Texas existed between two possible futures, continuing as a nation or becoming part of a larger union. Fact number 6. Texas joined the United States in 1845. After years of debate, Texas officially joined the United States on December 29, 1845. The decision ended the Republic of Texas and transformed it into the 28th state of the Union. Several factors influenced this choice, including economic concerns, security issues, and the desire for greater stability. Annexation offered military protection and access to a larger national economy. However, not everyone supported the decision. Some Texans feared losing the independence they had fought so hard to achieve. Others believed joining the United States was the best path toward prosperity and growth. The annexation of Texas also increased tensions between the United States and Mexico, eventually contributing to the Mexican-American War. Although Texas became a state, memories of its years as an independent republic continued to shape its culture and identity for generations. Fact number 7. Some Texans later wanted independence again. Decades after joining the United States, small groups of Texans continued discussing the idea of independence. Various political movements emerged at different points in history, arguing that Texas should reclaim its status as a sovereign nation. These movements gained attention during periods of political disagreement or economic change. Supporters often pointed to Texas's history as an independent republic and its strong regional identity. While most Texans did not support full independence, the idea remained part of public discussion. The fact that Texas had once been a real country gave these movements historical credibility that few other states could claim. Although these efforts never came close to establishing a second Republic of Texas, they kept the conversation alive and reinforced Texas's reputation for independence and self-reliance. Fact number 8. The Texas nationalist movement revived the debate. In modern times, organizations such as the Texas Nationalist Movement have brought renewed attention to the concept of Texas independence. Supporters argue that Texans should have the right to vote on whether they wish to remain part of the United States. These groups often cite Texas history, economic strength, and cultural identity as reasons for greater self-determination. Critics argue that independence would create enormous legal, economic, and logistical challenges. The debate remains largely political and theoretical rather than practical. Nevertheless, the movement has attracted media attention and sparked discussions about state rights and national identity. While the prospect of modern Texas becoming independent remains highly unlikely, the fact that people still debate the idea nearly 2 centuries after independence shows how powerful the state's historical legacy remains. Fact number 9. Can Texas legally leave the United States? One of the most common myths about Texas is that it has a special legal right to leave the United States whenever it chooses. In reality, most constitutional scholars agree that no state can unilaterally secede from the Union. This issue was largely settled after the American Civil War and later legal decisions. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled that states do not possess a simple legal pathway to leave the Union on their own. As a result, modern Texas independence would face significant constitutional obstacles. Despite this, the myth continues to circulate because of Texas's unique history as a former independent republic. Understanding the legal reality helps separate historical fact from popular legend. While Texas once existed as an independent nation, returning to that status would be far more complicated today. Fact number 10. Texas still has a unique identity unlike any other state. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of Texas is that its independent spirit remains alive even today. The state's history as a former nation has helped create a strong cultural identity that stands out within the United States. Texans often celebrate their history, symbols, traditions, and sense of pride. The famous Lone Star on the Texas flag represents the state's independent past and continues to serve as a powerful symbol of self-reliance. Many residents proudly remember that Texas once governed itself as a sovereign republic. This historical experience contributes to the belief that Texas is different from every other state. Whether discussing politics, culture, or history, the legacy of independence continues to influence how Texans see themselves and how the rest of the world views Texas. Did you know that Texas was once an independent country for nearly 10 years? And do you think Texas could ever become an independent nation again? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this fascinating piece of history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more incredible stories from around the world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.